All right, end of day 9, and this should be a quick one. We started off with negotiations, so we'll have more of that tomorrow as I find out how that all turned up. The finance side was more about debt and equity and why you should kind of strike a balance between the two and what happens when you start looking at the differences between the two. I had an example where the operational risk they were taking was really great, especially combined with financial risk that they were doing. And so both at the same time might have not been the best idea and put the owner in lots of trouble. So that was fun to learn about as well. For authentic leadership development, we discussed difficult conversations. Now, as leaders, we have difficult conversations all the time. Whether we're talking with our bosses, trying to understand the scope or direction of the latest project that they are operating in, or if we're discussing with our peers on what they are doing and how they are treating people in a meeting, or even with directs and how they might be performing a certain way or missing certain key aspects of their job. All these things can lead to some discomfort between the two parties and misunderstanding if you're not kind of following some key little rules. So the first one that I thought was a really good rule was try to understand that you will not be able to change them. You can't really force them to do something, and even though we really, really want to. So going to your boss with a set of answers and suggesting, hey, we have these metrics, and that will change his thinking, might not be the best course of action. Instead, there is a place of understanding you should be going with. So go into meetings and these difficult conversations first, just trying to understand, trying to get the information you need so that you can kind of help meet them in the middle or find exactly what barriers they're running into and make sure you guys are on the same page. If you're not able to have that amount of information, if you don't have that recon done, you will continue to have a very difficult conversation and probably be fairly low impact. Also, in these conversations, we should primarily be looking for understanding of what is happening in these conversations and the other person's side. We don't really know what that other person is thinking. We kind of suspect, but it's really important to ask questions to help understand what might be the hesitations, what might be the roadblocks, or what might be the misunderstandings that you haven't even thought about that would help make impact, will help move the conversation along and help you continue to build trust. If you're walking on two completely different sets of values, you're going to run into lots and lots of issues and probably escalate the situation in ways that will not be as helpful as I think you would like it to be. While there is a host of other variables, such as location, timing, audience, I think keeping track of that understanding and understanding that you won't be able to directly change a person puts you a long ways into having more effective conversations, especially when they're very difficult conversations. So that is it for today. I will talk with you tomorrow.